Today we are going to be canning bone broth. This is going to be so easy and so delicious. Now, if you saw my video a couple of days ago on what I eat in a day, I actually took some time and cooked the bone broth. So I might just add a couple clips just so you could see how easy it was, and then we'll go ahead and can the broth. So I started off by cooking up some chicken bones. I add the jellied material that was in the rotisserie bag to that. I added water to this and I cooked the bones all day. All right, so it's time to can our broth, and I've actually keep my bone broth in the refrigerator after I cook it so that all the fat goes to the top, because I really like to skin the fat before I heat it up again and put it into my pressure canner. So when you make broth, the fat solidifies when you let it sit. For me, I actually put it in the refrigerator. Look at this. All you do is skim this off the top. I have just a paper towel over a piece of plastic. I'm gonna put all the fat that I can get on that. I just go nice and slow so it doesn't sink to the bottom. And now we can go ahead and heat up our broth, and we're just going to can it. Your broth, if you're canning it into mason jars, this does have to be pressure canned. And all I do when I'm done is just fold this up, just like so. And I just throw it in the trash, just like that. There you go. So all I'm gonna do at this point is just pour my broth into this pan. All right, I've heated up the broth. I've washed all my jars, lids, and my rings, and we're gonna start filling up our jars. So I'm canning quart-sized jars. These will need to be in the pressure canner for 25 minutes at 10 pounds of pressure. All right, so because I have, all the chicken broth heated up, I've actually heated up my water, and all I'm gonna do is just fill these up to within 1 inch of headspace to the top of this jar. Now, I like the quart-sized jar because I use these for a lot of soups and stews and all kinds of things. And if I need a lesser amount, then I always can, just use maybe half of the jar, put the rest in the refrigerator, and I actually drink it. It's full of collagen. It's very good for you. And so this is how I like to do it. Now, you could do the pint-sized jars as well. And I usually do all my jars at once, and then I, clean the rims, because even though I've taken most of the fat off of the top of these, there's still gonna be a little bit of fat that's left, and I wanna make sure that nothing's gonna affect the seal on these jars. I mean, it's amazing to me that you can take something like bones that you normally would throw out, and you can make these into, a wonderful broth that you can use for a whole nother meal. Now, of course, you can buy broth from the store, you can do all that, but I tell you what, I have the jars here, I have the bones here. I mean, all I really need is the water. It's just really simple. So this is just one of those things I do. The other thing I find is a really handy thing to have on hand is beans. They're extremely easy to can, and you always need a can of beans for something. So I do a lot of beans as well. In fact, right now I probably need to can some more black beans. I don't really have any more on my pantry shelf, so I'll probably be doing that in the next week or two. I like to use vinegar whenever I'm doing any kind of product that has fat in it, just to make sure that I get everything off of the top of these jars. So all I'm gonna do is put the rings and lids on. It's an easy process, finger tight. All right, now we're just gonna move them into the canner and I'll bring you back as soon as they're all done. So I've had this venting now for 15 minutes. Not sure if you can see the steam coming out, but it is. So I'm gonna go ahead and put the little piece on, and this will help to bring the pressure up to 10 pounds of pressure. Then I'm gonna time it for 25 minutes and I'll bring you back. I usually let it sit in the pressure canner for like another 5 minutes undisturbed after it's done canning, and I'll show you how it came out as soon as it's all done. So these are my beautiful canned finished product of bone broth, and it came out fantastic. I will let these cool for 24 hours and then I will take all the rings off, make sure that everything's sealed, of course, wash the jars, label them, and put them away. So I have just found that this is a really easy way to make more use of things that I have in the kitchen, ways to extend my grocery bill so that I'm not buying extra things. And as many of you know, I am a gardener. I do a lot of canning over the summer, but throughout the year, I also can things like broth and beans and things like that. I like to have them on hand, especially when I don't have to buy them extra. So if you're new to canning, this is really one of the most popular books that you can buy. It's the Ball Complete Book of Home Preserving. It's a great book if you're looking for something that's going to have recipes as well as step-by-step instructions. It's really fantastic. I'm going to link it in the description below, along with some tools which will make it a lot easier to, lift your jars, to, stir them, to, do the whole thing. So anyway, thank you so much for joining me today. I hope you enjoyed this canning video. Bone broth is so healthy, whether you're putting it in a meal or you're just drinking this as a way to add collagen and benefits into your body. It's all really good. So thanks for watching today. If you're not a subscriber, please consider subscribing to my channel. Give me a like or a thumbs up. Ring that bell for future notifications, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye-bye.